Hi, I'm Bob Hordt, Deputy Editor of Investment News. In this week's cover story, we take an in-depth look at Finra, the organization that regulates the nation's broker-dealers and registered reps. Finra is in the midst of a top-to-bottom review called Finra 360, so we thought it would be a good time to look at Finra from the perspective of the firms and brokers it regulates. Joining me from Washington is senior reporter Mark Schoeff, who wrote this story along with Bruce Kelly. Mark, how's Finra doing?
Well, Bob, as a result of our investigation, we found widespread dissatisfaction with Finra among the brokers that the self-regulatory organization oversees. An investment news survey, for instance, indicates that 48% of brokers say Finra is not doing a good job regulating them. They also have a problem with the number of rules Finra has in place, with 65% saying far too many, the number of fines Finra issues, with 44% saying far too many, and the dollar amount of the fines, with 54% saying that they're unreasonable. One of the areas that critics focused in on was lack of transparency, and an example of this is transparency surrounding what Finra does with its fine proceeds. In 2016, Finra set a record of more than $173 million in fines levied, yet the organization has never provided the public or members of Finra any idea of how it spends the fine money. There is general language in the annual report and also on the website about areas where Finra doesn't apply fine money, and that is specifically in to fund salaries. But beyond that, there's no guidance at all. Critics who we interviewed for this story said that Finra is too adversarial in its regulatory approach in both examinations and enforcement. Finra sort of comes on like gangbusters and concentrates more on punishing than on helping firms comply. We heard this charge again and again as we reported this cover story, and we'll see whether the Finra 360 initiative that President and CEO Robert Cook has initiated will address that. Mr. Cook has said that he's heard that complaint, and brokers are hopeful but reserving judgment on whether he can change the culture.
Thank you, Mark, for that report. To read the full story and others, go to investmentnews.com. And we'll see you next week for another edition of First Look.